tough one with this because, like I said, I don't know you. And so I never know when I'm going to cross the line or whatnot. But I kind of want to know, and I'm sure the viewers at home would like to know, if you don't care telling us, how do they make a fifi in prison?
Fifi.
And for those that don't know what a fifi is, it is a homemade...
Don't care. Whoa, buddy, I'm just trying to build no old money, but they could never steal my heart or my soul from me. But you can stare. Lights, action.
Welcome back to the Big Hair Don't Care podcast, Prison Edition. Boy, do we have a special guest for you today. Have you ever been to prison? Or have you ever just maybe wondered what they eat in there? We're going to open up Cell Block 6 and welcome to the Big Hair Don't Care podcast. This is JP and Brit from Prison Pies, Arizona. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Can you let the Big Hair Don't Care fans know what is Prison Pies AZ? What do you do?
What we do is we make prison food. We have a small food truck, and we pretty much just share the ingredients that we used in prison out of the commissary we used to make. And we just kind of share that with the people that are out here.
I love that. So then, what was your inspiration to start Prison Pies?
Really, when I was locked up when I was 21 years old, and when I hit the yard, from county to the actual prison yard, it was all love. You know what I mean? They showed you love, and they invited us to go eat with our people or whatever. And when I tasted the food, I was like, holy shit. It blew my mind, and right away, and a lot of people talk about that in prison, like you can sell these out there. You can sell these tamales and other stuff that we make in there, and I just finally did it.
So how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much time did you do?
2.5 years, little over 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
In actual prison, right?
Yeah, in actual prison yard.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you have your partner here, Miss Brit. Now, how did you guys meet?
We met through the marijuana industry. I kind of got my start as an entrepreneur, starting a marijuana clothing line. And we have a print shop with my business partner, and Brit was starting out in the marijuana industry, and we did some shirts for her.
Oh, right on. But so she helps you with Prison Pies, correct?
Absolutely, 100%. She does all our marketing material, all our graphic design. She's just a lot of the organizational stuff that I am not, I can't do.
The woman.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Yeah, so that. She's a big part of our company.
Oh, Warden. Wonderful. Now, how long has Prison Pies been around for?
We formed the company in 2020, December
20th.
December 20th, my brother's birthday, actually, 2020. But I had such a big learning curve. I had never worked in a restaurant. I didn't even work in the kitchen in prison. So I knew nothing about anything. So getting the permits, getting the food handler's card, and just learning about that stuff was it was a big learning curve. But we really got started doing shows and stuff. When was it?
At Bud's.
In May at First Friday at Bud's Glass Joint. 2021.
Because we had to get
2021. So it took a while.
So Brit helped this idea that you had for Prison Pies, and make it come to fruition, correct?
Absolutely.
He's the idea man, and I make it happen. He
I love that.
He wants, I still have the original notes for when he told me about the idea, and he's like, okay, we're going to think of something else. I have this idea, and I'm like, okay, ready. And I have my little notes.
Oh, boss lady. I love that.
Yeah. She constantly writes down everything I say, and it drives me nuts, but it works.
But it's for a good reason. Absolutely. Now, you guys, you're Audience Award winner for New Orleans Film Festival.
Yeah.
Best Local Voice Award for ASU's Emerge Film Festival.
Yeah.
You also do Arizona Barrio Stories.
Yeah.
YouTube segment, War Stories. Tell us what that is and where people can find it.
Okay, so the film festival thing, it started pretty much, I was making a TikTok video, and there was our neighbors were a bunch of film graduate students.
Oh, okay.
It was the end of their semester, and they were having a little party. And I'm over here, making prison tamales and filming it. And my neighbor comes out, and I was like, "Hey, you guys hungry? I got a bunch of extra food. What is it?" So I tell them. They were all just blown away at the idea of it. One of the students that was there said, "Hey, I'd like to film you one of these days." So he came up with pretty much a little mini documentary on what we do and stuff like that, and got it into the film festival circuit, and we won in New Orleans, and the ASU Emerge
Super
thing.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with prison pies, is it just like you and Brit, or do you actually take like convicts that have come out and reform and help them make a better life and do right and maybe work for you? Do you take in people out of prison, or is it just you guys?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Getting started, I reached out to a lot of the OGs, from prison, and I told them the idea, and they all pretty much gave me their blessing, because that's the way you got to do stuff. One of them was Chris Martin. He has a recipe book about prison food.
Okay.
And so he was one of the people that I had to reach out to, and like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. So that's kind of how we kind of got it started.
But so then, as of now,
Ghost too,
Yeah.
Ghost Flower.
okay.
She's like our helper.
All right.
She was locked up in California, and we also work with Telo Verde, which is a women's prison group type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
they-
Wonderful. Give them jobs and stuff. They train them.
Oh, very
so they get
nice.
jobs when they get
Nonprofit.
out. So when I can't work, then she fills in for me at the table and take people's orders and keeping them in line. and all
Oh,
that fun
very
stuff.
cool. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I
so
love it.
we do work with several
Okay,
ex-convicts. My
gotcha.
homie Trigger, he's another one that
Yeah.
kind of helped us out in the beginning.
But the goal is to get so big, right?
I
that
want to
where
franchise
you
2
can-
ex-convicts. I won't. You can't run a cart if you ain't been a convict. If
Right.
you ain't done it in there.
There you go.
I don't want to talk.
So, yeah,
to you.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's our motto. That says made by real convicts. Because
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
touch the food. I don't make the food. I've
There
never
you
been
go.
locked up.
Yep.
That's why I am do all the paperwork and get all that fun stuff handled. Because
I love that. Yeah, you want it to be authentic, for God's
Yes.
sake. I mean, come on, it is what
and
it
we
is.
got
Prison
convicts
pies.
all the time
Yeah.
coming in. Hey,
Yeah.
is this legit? And then they taste it.
Yeah,
what
they
I mean?
know
I
it
get,
is.
I get their blessing. Yeah.
I love it. Now, where can people find your cart? Or are you only for hire for special events?
We're trying to do more catering events, but we do small markets and stuff like that.
Okay.
Midweek munchies in Peoria. We just linked up with the Peoria Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me. We're working with them to get more food trucks involved, to do more stuff in Peoria. Tons of places. Anthem. It just really just depends. You gotta stay on our social media and stuff like that to follow.
Yeah. Now, have you guys ever been to, like, they have those food truck festivals that are all over the place. Have you guys ever been to those as prison pies? With
yeah.
Angie's Lobster and all those ones. There's prison pies at the thing. Have you guys done that?
Cabela's.
Exactly.
We did Cabela's for a little bit, but we're more like a lunch/dinner
Okay.
food thing, and they're more early morning on Sundays, which is gross. And so that didn't really work out too much for us. And plus, we started right in the beginning of summer, which is literally the worst. I don't recommend it
Yeah.
at all. And so a lot of those big festivals like pause for the summer,
Oh, okay,
and then
okay.
start up again in like September, October time. But yeah, we were doing First Fridays at Bud's downtown Phoenix, and then we linked up with Tona Tierra. They're now doing what is it called? What's it called again?
Chicano Fridays.
Chicano Fridays.
Okay.
So now we're gonna be set up there, like every first Friday.
And where's
going
that
forward.
at?
That's gonna be on 7th Street in McKinley.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And it'll be every Friday.
Every first Friday.
Every first
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
Starting when?
We started it last month.
Oh, okay.
It's still grassroots. We're still building it up. But yeah, we're gonna go. Yeah, pretty much every first Friday.
Okay. And what time does that event start at usually? Do we know? Or
Well, people usually start getting there when the sun starts going down.
Okay, gotcha.
6, 7. As summer comes, the
Okay.
sun goes down later or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also do a little film festival there as well.
Oh, neat.
It's called Chicano Source
Okay.
Film Festival, and that usually starts around 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, we can't wait to go to that. We definitely got to come check it out for sure.
It's fun. It's fun.
Oh, I bet. Now I'm intrigued by this little guy here. You have a little prison guy here, in a little jumper and a mop bucket and such. And I asked you about it before we started filming, and you said he has a story. So I would love everyone to know the story behind this little guy here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so this little homie, he I was at visit. I was in prison. My brother, he was young. You know, he was maybe 10 years old. Like, he came to visit, and these were real big back in the 90s, early 2000s or whatever. You can get them at the little vending machines for a quarter, 50 cents or whatever. So he brings them to me at visit. That's contraband. You know what I mean? Like you can't take nothing.
Yeah.
So he gives them to me, and I had some homies that they were, they that's what they did. They got stuff in, and so yeah, I handed it to the homie. I was like, hey man, get this in for me. I'll kick you down later. So yeah, he ended up going in there with me, and he sat on my TV just watching everything. He's seen fights, he's seen all kinds of shit.
Wow.
He got confiscated from me several times,
Oh, really?
But I knew the people in property, so I'd have him back within a day.
Oh, right on.
But yeah, he got me in trouble, and one of the funny things about him is we were, just like I said, I got started in the marijuana industry or whatever, and our clothing line, we made it to Magic, the Magic Show, which is a huge business to business expo or whatever, trade show, and we were right across the street from David Gonzalez, the guy that draws these guys.
Oh, really?
The owner. So I was able to tell him the story, and yeah, it was pretty dope.
That's super cool.
Yeah,
I love that. Now, you said you did 2.5 years, correct? And that was the amount of time that you did. You didn't do any time before that or after that. It was 2.5 years, correct?
That's what my sentence was. Yeah. And I was in county for about 4 months, 4 or 5 months.
But meaning, so that 2.5 year stint, was that your first and only time in prison, or?
Yeah, I've only been there once.
Wow.
As soon as I got there, I was like, you know what, this place ain't for me,
Yeah.
And I pretty much made the decision.
I was gonna ask you, so what made you come out and never want to go back again? Because a lot of people say that, but sadly, make some bad decisions and end up going back.
Yeah. They make it easy for you to go back.
Yeah,
for
definitely, for sure.
Yeah, and I think my son, he was a huge impact. My family out there, they depended a lot on me, with financially and just from moral support or whatever. And they had my back when I was in there, So that pretty much just that. It was, hey, I ain't gonna put my family through this again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can take it. It wasn't as hard for me as it was for them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what it was.
Well, that's good. So your family stuck by you then.
Yes,
'cause
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
amazing and wonderful, and I love to hear that because I know a lot of people don't get that.
A lot of homies don't get visits
exactly.
in there.
They don't get nothing.
Yeah,
everybody
no letters, nothing.
left them, and that's got to be a pretty sad, miserable existence. I couldn't even imagine. Watching everyone else get mail or visits or whatnot, and you're just there.
Yeah.
Sad. Now, were you locked up with some big time murderers and crazy stuff?
At first, yes. They because you go through your little. You just when you first go in, you're in a 5-yard, and you got to get processed and stuff like that. So you're in there with just everyone except sex offenders. They get put in their own.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, their own thing, and psych patients, psych inmates or whatever. They have their own special spot. But yeah, when you first get there, you're in there with everyone, and then I ended up going to Florence, and same thing. You're in there with I was the lower. My score was pretty low, so I was in a low medium yard. So it wasn't too crazy, but you're in there with murderers that murdered somebody 15 years ago, and now their score lowered down, and but those we were in there with everyone.
Yeah, was there any, and maybe I mean, I can ask this, and you definitely don't have to answer because I'm just a woman, and I was just curious. Was there anyone in there, for lack of a better word, not that you were scared of, but was there like somebody in there, like a guy that like everybody feared and everyone like stayed away from because you never know, like he could go off or he was known for fighting or stabbing or any of that kind of stuff, or was everyone just pretty behaved?
No, yeah, well, yeah. There's people in there that they ain't all there, and that's why they're in there. So yeah, there's people. I wouldn't say afraid. I can protect myself.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I can handle myself pretty good. But as far as I need to watch out for this fool because I know at any minute he can snap, and so yeah, that's you got to be on point.
Did you ever see any real scary stuff where people like stabbed each other or killed each other or a riot or any of that kind of stuff?
Yes, all of the above.
Yeah, and when that stuff happens, do you just tend to go elsewhere and not be any kind of a part of it, or what's like the best thing to do in that situation when you're in there?
It just depends, it just depends. If it's a riot, you got to put your
Every
boots
man
on.
for themselves, right?
No, well, you got to go to work. You got to be ready, and
Mm-hmm.
you got to, if you don't, you're in trouble.
Is it true when those things break out, like the riots and such, that like each race needs to stick with each other?
Yes.
Is that's a real thing?
100%,
Yeah. Okay.
yes. At least here in Arizona.
Yeah.
In other prisons is different.
And what happens if you don't?
You got to go to a PC yard. Yeah.
And that means what's a PC yard?
Protective custody.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
because otherwise they're going to get you.
Yes,
Whoever
yeah,
they
yeah.
are,
You're not
but-
safe on any
Yeah.
yard if you don't protect your your own.
Wow. Now, do you ever watch those shows that are out, like The Love After Lockup and all those things? Like, do you think, is that really portraying like a real, real life, or is it glorifying it? I guess?
I haven't seen that specific one that you're
Okay.
talking about, but a lot of the the shows, and I talk about this often, is they show you the drama, they show
Yeah.
you they show you the cops and and the inmates going at it and drugs and stuff like that, and that's all real, that's all real, but there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it. The camaraderie, like when we eat, that's more important than all of that other stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't show you that.
Okay, I figured as much. Now, what are some of your favorite prison dishes that you like to make?
Tamales was always one of my favorite.
Yeah.
We used to make chilaquillas. Our soups were real good. We'd make menudo, pozole, stuff like that. If your yard had an iron, you can make some cheese crisp or some grilled cheese. You know what I mean?
Now, did you ever make prison toilet wine?
Not in the toilet, but yeah, we've made. I never made pruno, but like back in county would make hooch and stuff like that. I just wasn't into that. That wasn't part of my thing.
Okay. But did you ever see people make it in the toilet
Absolutely.
like that?
Well,
Yeah.
I knew it was being done.
Yeah.
Not where I was
Yeah.
at specifically in my in my cell or whatever. But yeah, I knew it was being done for
Oh,
sure.
okay. But just not your thing, huh?
Yeah.
No toilet wine, I guess. Pass on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That shit's strong though.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't they let it ferment for? It's a very long time, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know the whole process, but yeah, it takes a minute.
Now, did you see like a lot of drugs when you were in prison? With the inmates doing drugs? Because I've heard and seen, things on TV. Again, it's TV. I don't know, but that the drugs run rampant in prison, and it always astounds me. Like, how do they even get it?
Guards.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, and it depends what yard, but
Yeah.
it's pretty bad.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Now, what's the craziest thing you ever saw another inmate get that was smuggled into them? Is there anything like,
I mean, it's. I mean, nowadays.
I mean, do people really be putting cell phones in their vagines and things?
You know what? That was never a thing because I was down back in 2001. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't a huge thing in any of the yards that I was on. But yeah, I trip out on that.
Yeah.
But now they got they give them
iPads.
tablets and shit like that. So yeah, everything's different nowadays. So
I was like, when you were in prison, were you in your cell? Like, were you able to have a microwave and a TV and things like that? And can you have cigarettes and smoke in prison? Like, I've seen that on TV.
Yeah,
yeah, you
absolutely.
can.
Yeah. If they take I know in some yards, if you're locked down all the time, you can't smoke inside. So obviously you can't smoke on that yard.
Yeah.
But the open yards, they still sell tobacco and. Yeah, it's pretty much a currency.
Wow, that's cool. But you can't smoke in your cell, right? You have to be outside, or
Yes.
you can smoke.
No, you can't smoke inside
Oh,
at all.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, they have designated smoking areas
Wow.
and stuff.
Now, did they have I don't know if you said this or not, but you didn't have a lot of like cell phones when you were in prison, because now I heard
No,
it's
I
like
didn't.
all the rage.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
sneaking them in left and right.
I'm watching
Everyone.
TikToks from
Yeah.
people
Prison
in
talk.
prison.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's my
I
favorite
trip
side of
out on
TikTok.
that.
Prison talk. Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that trips me out. But yeah, that's a huge thing in there. But yeah, that's something that I never really got. Yeah.
The cell phones are like that fat.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. In your
She's got to have a
prison
big
pocket.
machine to get that in, I guess.
They gotta get it surgically removed.
For real. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, now you brought some treats for us today to
I
show
did.
us what it is you do.
Yep.
So I think let's have you show. We're gonna get started with, what was it, a prison tamale?
Yeah. We'll do a prison tamale first.
All right.
Yeah, say your little
Wonderful.
spiel. That's better than you know. Say your spiel about
Oh yeah, give us your spiel.
Oh, I tell everybody it's better than your nana's tamale.
Ooh, all right, pressure's on. Okay, I love it.
doing it the other way.
And what are you making for us today from Prison Pies?
We're gonna start off with the prison tamale. We used to call them tamale pies,
Okay.
because we used to make them in a huge trash bag.
Oh, all right.
And the way it would look like a pie when we were done with it. So that's where the prison pies comes from.
Okay, excellent. Well, show us how you do this here.
Yeah. So we start off with crushed Doritos. In there we didn't get Doritos, so Doritos is a treat.
Okay. And that acts as what? Your matzah, right? Or
The masa, yeah, exactly. So yeah, all we have to do is just kind of moisten it up, and you don't want to use the word moisten in prison. But yeah, that pretty much we kind of just reverse the corn chip to back to a masa.
All right.
So yeah, we get that. We let it sit for a little bit, and then it'll soak up the water, and then turn back into a masa. And I'll show you guys here in a bit. The other thing we're gonna make is Cadillac coffee for you guys.
I know, I can't wait for that. That sounds like a real delicacy. I can't wait.
Yeah. That's probably one of the biggest main things that everybody across the board drinks is the Cadillacs.
Now, what does the Cadillac coffee entail?
Oh, okay. So the Cadillac coffee in there, we don't get sugar, just for what we had spoken about earlier, is the fermenting the fruit and stuff like that. Sugar is a huge ingredient in that. So we didn't get sugar. I mean, we might have gotten like a packet or something like that, if we're lucky. So what we would do is we would add hot cocoa to our coffee, and then on top of that, we would add either a chocolate bar like Reese's or Snickers or something like that. Would put that in there just to sweeten it up a
Yeah,
little
definitely. And Brit was telling me on the break while we were getting this ready that one of your coffee mugs here says penitentiary pies. Now, I thought your name was Prison Pies. So tell me about that.
That's a funny story, and I ain't the only one. Shit, I kept misspelling penitentiary. Like my Gmail, like, hey, my fucking email don't work. But no, it was just because I wasn't spelling it right.
Okay, so then just shorten it, sweeten it, prison. Everyone can
Prison
spell
pies.
prison.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. That's awesome. Now, the felony family. Brit has a mug that says felony family.
Yes.
Now, what is that?
Felony family is anybody you can sign up on our website to be a part of the felony family. It's just a kind of a group of people that is whether you've had. I'm sorry.
The supporters.
Our
of you.
supporters, yeah. People that support us. You get special discounts on things, special invites to
So
certain
you
things.
don't have to be a felon to be part of the felony
You do
family.
not.
That's why I run
no.
that page,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I am just in charge of. It's basically like a support group for inmates, like the
Okay.
family left behind and everything
Oh,
while they're
okay.
locked up. We just wanted to have something that was like a I don't know, like not cheerleaders, but like just like.
So like a,
Yeah, support system.
Yeah, like a
support
community
system,
of people
exactly.
that know, what each other have gone through and everything. And like we have this little, I got this little, what's it, like the mugshot, like the little stripes on the back. What's it
Yeah.
called? Like your lineup picture
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
lineup, yeah.
So we have a backdrop of that. And so at events, we have people set up behind it. Like before, I would just Photoshop everybody into
Oh,
one,
uh-huh.
and it says like "Welcome to the Felony Family," and then like prison pies at the bottom or whatever. But that's how you like officially become a member, is getting your mugshot done. And
I
yeah,
love
it's like a
that.
whole thing, and people hashtag us, and it's awesome because like our first couple events was in Anthem, and it was like a farmers market on like Saturday or Sunday at
Yeah.
like 9:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing but families.
Oh.
So, but it's kind of cool because everybody would be super excited about it, and
Oh,
people
good.
like Anthem, like the ones that we met, they'd not really go to prison, but they're
Yeah,
very
right,
curious about
right.
it. So like a lot of our like beginning family members are like whole ass families, like kids from like little babies all the way up to adults
Oh,
that
I
have
love
never been
that they were supportive,
Heck
loving,
yeah.
accepting.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't prison and scared and run. I love that they were very supportive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
All right, all right.
So our masa's pretty much ready. So the next thing we do is we just add the meat. And we used to get they were called beef tips. It's pretty much just shredded beef in there.
Okay.
And that's what we would get. Nowadays they get all kinds of different stuff. They get rice, which I never got
wow.
in there,
Yeah, luxury.
and just there's just totally other things on the commissary list or whatever, which I still need to learn some more ingredients so I can add more stuff to our
Yeah,
menu.
definitely, for
but
sure.
but yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just meat and Doritos.
Oh,
and,
okay. All right.
And so yeah, I'm gonna start forming it here in a little
Okay.
bit, and then yeah, you guys can,
People are gonna love
you
that
can taste it.
ASMR. That's like super big on TikTok is ASMR.
Oh, yeah,
the bag
yeah.
and everything. But yeah, he does that for every single, because he's the only one that makes things right now.
Oh,
'cause,
yeah, yeah.
You know, he's a convict, and so he'll be making that. I'll place the orders, so he'll be doing that and getting it ready
Yeah.
for everybody that's ordered, like when we do events and whatnot. And then because it does have to sit and like form.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously with the warmness and all that fun stuff. So yeah, he gets all that handled. So his the documentary that he did is like very into his hands, and he used to be a boxer.
Oh, okay.
So he the guy was like super obsessed with his hands and like zoomed in. And he thinks he's a hand model, mind you, and his hands are jacked up like nobody's business. Like I personally have seen his truck fall on his hands.
Oh, my God.
And it was traumatizing to say the
Wow,
least.
I bet.
But he got that videotaped like on like what is it?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
your
yeah.
Tamalera was the name of his documentary, and
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
the what's it called, the like the movie poster is his hands, his beat up.
Oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
my beat up hands.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Now, how many things do you have on your menu right now for prison pies when you
Right
go
now?
visit your cart?
Right now we have nachos. We have just hot dogs, just because not everybody wants prison
Yeah,
food,
yeah,
and you know
right.
kids and stuff like that. So yeah, we just named it the Chow Hall hot dog or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a basic
What are
hot dog.
the price ranges on your dishes that you
Everybody tells me I need to step it up and charge more. Our tamales are $6.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they're huge.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah, tamales are $6. You can upgrade it to $8 with cheese and beans on
Oh,
top.
okay.
Our nachos are what are our nachos? $4.
Well, the $3 if it's just chips and cheese, and then
Yeah.
if you want it, and you gotta shout out your daughter, or she's gonna freak out on you. She wanted to name the cart the Maniac prison pies or something like that, but he's like, no, that's not happening. But
Yeah.
we'll name like the upgrade of a tamale is a Maniac tamale, and that's with the beans and cheese.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
like his little nod
Oh, I
to
love
his
that.
a daughter. So yeah,
That's
and she
so
helps at
cool.
I guess we hired her, but she's not a convict either. But she's on my side. She handles.
Yeah,
she
they're
does,
exactly. Yeah,
she does.
They're the wardens.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
exactly the
Exactly.
wardens. I
yep.
love it.
You gotta keep him in line. So that's
I
our
love
jobs.
it.
So yeah, here's your tamale.
It's very filling.
It looks like a tamal.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, that's how we do that there.
And it gets served in the Doritos bag.
I love it.
Yeah. Instead of
experience.
wrapped in the corn husk, we wrap it in the Doritos
Yeah, there you
bag.
go. Let's give that a whirl here. That's really good.
Right?
Really good. And see, when you told me originally the other day, I could make a prison tamale on the show, I was like, oh God, I do not like tamales at all.
Oh, is that right?
I had one time in Tijuana, and it scarred me for my entire life. I think it's the matzah that I can't. It's like
always
mushy.
dry.
The texture. It was like a mush. But I don't even know. It was so gross. So for the rest of my life, I will never. And I was like, oh God. But then you said, oh, but I use Doritos. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I love Doritos.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's delicious.
Oh, thank you.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's good that you don't like tamales because like in
Yeah,
this one,
I
that's
would-
a
yeah.
big nod.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I've tried like passed down from generations to generations in California, where I'm from, in Arizona, of people's like traditional recipes and whatnot they make every Christmas and whatnot. And I'm down to try anything, whether it's green or red or whatever color they want to make. But when he made me those, I was like, psh, these are like the best things ever. Like that's the only tamales I will eat now because they're always too dry. Like I'll eat them and I'll be like, oh, thank you, I'm so like that's
Yeah,
awesome.
right.
You know, I appreciate the work that goes into it, but these are by far they're fast, first of all,
Yeah.
and amazing, especially with beans and cheese on top. That's lit right there.
Yeah, definitely. They're really, really, honestly, really good. I can't even believe it. Yes, it's delicious. Yeah, and I don't even need to go to prison to get them.
Exactly.
I would never survive. Just saying.
Same.
Do you want to make the Cadillac coffee?
Yeah. The Cadillac coffee is definitely a lot easier to make. Would you like both of these or
Yes,
just,
please.
yeah, all right, you got it. So yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna put this right here. We
Yeah, try
add caramel. Add a little
Okay,
chocolate.
you guys got to try this. Okay, caramel chocolate.
And then some Reese's. You want Reese's in there?
Yes,
Yeah,
those are my
You were
favorite.
saying you love Reese's.
It will flop, so be careful. 30 minutes early.
And how much does a cup of this go for at your cart?
This is only $5.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's nothing.
yeah, and we do cold and hot coffee.
Okay.
Just depending on the weather
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And we always give it with the spoon because you got a little treat on the bottom.
Yeah, love it. Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh yeah, it's already melting and I can feel it in there.
Nice.
Yum. It smells delicious. You guys enjoyed yours, right, Josh and Dana? They already been doing their.
Yeah.
Slowly, just had it. So good.
Wow. I can't even believe okay, because when I have coffee, I literally do this much coffee in a cup and this much creamer. I'm
Same.
disgusted.
Same.
It's all about sugar for me. Fucking coffee, really. So I'm like, I didn't even think this was still even going to be sweet enough for me. This is delicious.
Oh, awesome.
Like, for
Good,
real.
Good.
Oh, yum. Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah,
Cadillac Coffee by Prison Pies. Check this out. I love it. Well, now that we got some snacks going and some coffee, I think we should go into sexy time. So I had a tough one with this because, like I said, I don't know you. And so I never know when I'm going to cross the line or whatnot. But I kind of want to know, and I'm sure the viewers at home would like to know, if you don't care telling us, how do they make a fifi in prison?
Fifi.
And for those that don't know what a fifi is, it is a homemade pocket pussy, correct?
Yes, that's
Okay, yes.
exactly what that is. Yeah. Several ways. One of the ways that I've heard that you can make them is the trustees, the porters or whatever, the people that clean the bathrooms and stuff like that. Well, they have a surplus of latex gloves.
Okay.
So you pretty much get a latex glove. You put it in. Let's say this is a towel. Put the latex glove here. You roll it up. And then you flip the thing backwards to where so it holds it, and that's your fifi.
Oh my
But how
God.
did
And then you can use whatever you want to, moisten the.
Especially moisten.
area.
That sweat dripping down your
Yes.
Yeah. You guys got me sweating
I know.
over here.
I'm sorry. I always have to push it. I mean, there's just things, people want to know. I mean, and I heard too, can't you use warm water or something too to make it more realistic and body temperature or something?
Whatever floats their boat. Yeah,
Whatever works. Was there any that you heard of, not that you saw or not that you used, but that people talked about, any kind of other creative I guess you could say, sex toy that they were doing in prison or making or whatnot?
It's funny that you said that because I just seen it wasn't on any of the yards I was on, and not even in this state or whatever. But there was a guy that was his hustle was making fake girls. What do you call those?
Pack of pussy?
No.
Oh.
Like a whole, like he would make a whole dummy. Like a
What?
girl.
Shut
Yeah. That was his hustle. I don't know how he made it or whatever,
my
but
God.
that was his thing. Yeah, inflatable doll type of thing.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
So yeah.
Because they have those companies now, the Real Doll Company, of which I follow, and I would love for you to be on the Big Hair Don't Care podcast. But anyway, they're real dolls, and you could send in a picture of Miss Brit, and they will get down to the weight, the hair, the eyes, everything. It's identical to her with all the holes and usable things, and it's real. And you can even they feel real. It's a real doll. They jiggle just like a human, and you can. Crazy. Pose them and flex them, but they're like $15,000.
Oh yeah.
Man,
But so he was.
They make a killing in prison.
Yeah, prison real dolls. That's the thing.
That'd be a lot of cigarettes.
For real. Oh my gosh, we got to get a hold of this person. I'm intrigued. Wow. So I'm also curious if you know if this is true or not. Are conjugal visits a real thing? Is that a real thing?
Not in Arizona. No.
Okay, but they are real, just not in Arizona?
Yeah, in California, I know they do that. I believe Texas, you got to be married to the person.
And how much time do you have to have in order to, are you a lifer and you get that? Or is it, if you have 2 years, you can still get conjugal? Or is
I
it,
have no
we don't
clue,
know?
yeah.
I'm just curious, yeah.
I know that because my biological father was locked up since I was 7, got out when I was, how old? 20, I don't even know, 20-ish. I'm 36 now. How old am I? 36, yeah. And he has a daughter younger than me, and he's been locked up that whole entire time. So clearly, in California, he had a conjugal visit.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty fascinating to find out when I had to do some research for whatever reason and pop that out. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had another sister because I thought you were behaving in prison, but apparently not.
You thought, yeah, exactly. Wow, that's insane. Wow. Well, I don't want to put you through any more torture in this sex segment. You did very well. Thank you for answering the questions about the Fifis. Thank you for being a good sport. I know it's not, exactly the funnest thing. But with that being said, we're going to go from Fifis to TikTok. And I love TikTok. Everybody knows that I'm obsessed with it. But I pick some TikToks every week, but I like to coordinate them with the guests that I have on the show. Okay. So I went to the dark side, to prison talk, my favorite, and I picked a couple little TikToks that I would like for us to watch together and just kind of get your opinions and thoughts on. Yeah, I picked this first one. I thought it was because you're prison pies and the penitentiary food. This one, I was like, wow, I was blown away by this burrito making skills right here.
Okay.
We used to have burrito on our menu too.
Penitentiary life.
What's up, guys? Today I'm about to show you how I make egg sandwiches on my homemade hibachi grill. First thing you want to do is go ahead and get that egg fried.
Is he using his
Get your bread nice and toasted.
metal desk in his cell?
He is, yeah.
That what that is? What's that contraption? Have you ever seen something like that he built to actually get it hot?
Yeah, I mean, I've never done one myself, but yeah, there's, I think they use, like oil and stuff like that, like a Vaseline type of thing that you can put in your hair and shit.
Here's the end result,
and then they pretty much make a candle.
Wow.
And they put it right up to the bottom of the.
I would imagine, God forbid you get caught with that in there, that you would go to the hole or something. I would imagine if you got caught with that, or no, they just take it away and you're.
They just take it away.
Yeah,
it just
nothing crazy.
Yeah, it just really just depends on where you're at. Yeah.
Wasn't it an iron that you used to heat up pizza one time just to see if you could do it?
Yeah.
You guys get irons?
Yeah, some yards we get irons, and you can use that to make cheese crisp and
wow.
I better see
grilled
if you
cheese.
get pizza from what was that? It was like a cop pizza thing in San Diego. Or San Diego?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an NYPD pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And we were in a hotel, and I don't think
We
they
had
had
a microwave.
Yeah, they didn't have a microwave in the room, so I used the iron. I used the steam to
Love it.
heat
And
up
it
the
was
cheese.
good.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was really good.
Love
It was
nice and
crispier than
crispy on the
before.
bottom.
Yeah. And then I
Oh,
put,
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I
So
know
it
what I'm
works.
doing. I love
Life
it.
hack.
Hell yeah. Oh, this next one is the burrito one. I was like, holy shit. I couldn't, carry on there, Josho.
Cooking food on the weekend and joint.
Look at how many burritos.
That's a crap ton.
Saturday vibes. Saturday vibes. We get pick your selection and get you an ice cold one. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know what's going on. That's what's going on. I would tell you come fuck with our grill, but it's surreal. Straight up.
Cooking food on the weekend.
That is insane to me. Like, how does
How do they not get
whatever
in
they're
trouble?
called, the guards or the COs, not smell
Right?
that?
Yeah,
I've
that
never
wouldn't
seen
fly
that.
in the yards that I was
I'm gonna
at.
say,
Yeah,
I mean, they're
yeah.
making like 100 burritos on a bunk right there.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Ew.
And they got the
Yeah.
mop bucket full of ice and juice. That's awesome. And beverages and everything. I thought that was just crazy. I didn't know if you had ever seen such a large amount of food being cooked on a bunk before.
Yeah, we just did it different. I mean,
Yeah.
we did, more burritos than that. Just,
Right,
just a little different.
Different.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Oh, and okay, and let me preface this last one with saying I had no clue what was going on until after I watched the video 5 times and then dug through the comments because I guess I'm just that naive or I don't know what. And you'll probably know right when you see it what's going on, but I did not, and it actually made me really sad after I read the comments.
Okay.
Ooh, What's else happening right now?
Man, get your ass out before I slap the fuck out you, man. Let me get the razor from up here.
Is he special?
He's clearly
Yeah,
just
it-
out of his mind.
It's just with the hooch or something.
Prison
Probably.
K2? Does
Oh,
K2 ring a bell?
that
What
was
is that?
Yeah. No.
I know it's a drug,
It's
but
like spice.
Oh no.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they make it in there, or it gets smuggled in.
It gets
It's something-
smuggled in there. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a huge thing. It started off as a cannabis,
Substitute.
a substitute
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. They kept changing the chemistry of
Mm-hmm.
it, and it got super strong, and people were getting all messed up on that.
Wow.
But again, that was way after I was down.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I never seen any of that.
Yeah, there were a lot of these videos. There was one I thought it was almost like a prison fight because everybody was like knocked out on the ground, and one guy, I'm last man standing, but he didn't seem right. And again, it was the K2. They were all fucked up on the K2. It was it was crazy to watch.
Yeah, that's horrible. It was all man-made.
Yeah, exactly.
man-made
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I didn't realize that K2 and Spice were the same thing. So now, I've heard of Spice before, and
Yeah.
no good stuff for
Yeah,
you.
K2 was actually a brand of spice, and then,
Yeah.
so I think they were like the biggest.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think everybody just calls it K2 now. or whatever.
Gotcha.
That's crazy.
Gotcha. Now you also you are partners with what was the name again? Mary Jane
Smokeware. Yes.
Mary Jane Smokeware. Correct. And Britt, are you a part of that as well?
I was part of like their version of the Felony Family. It's called the Dope Squad, which
Okay.
was like a supporter of Mary Jane and like a bunch of like was it like not ambassadors? What the heck are they called? Influencers and like different things. Like I got part of it because like I'm a business owner for a smoke shop, so that's why I got in the cool club.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just the printing company that's associated with Mary Jane is the one that did my shirts, my stickers, my business cards, and all that fun stuff. And he was actually my mentor when I first met him and went through that. And then apparently I passed the test, and that's why he's like, "Okay, I'm starting a business. I want you on deck." So
Yeah,
that's how that worked.
awesome. Well, yeah, I can't wait to have the Mary Jane Smokeware
for sure.
on the podcast. I would absolutely love that.
Yeah,
I know we
absolutely.
kind of when you had told me about that when we were talking, and you said that would be one hell of a long podcast today to do it all. So
Yeah, they're doing both for sure.
definitely have you
Yeah.
come back, and we would definitely love to go over that because I know that you guys just won an award actually.
Yeah,
and all
we
that
did.
fun
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and,
that was pretty cool.
and I know that we have a lot of 420 smokers in the Big Hair Don't Care land. And so
Yeah.
I'm sure they would love to support and watch and learn what that business is about as well, to
For
come out
sure,
and support.
absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Is there anything else that you want to ask me or that you want to address or you want to say before we wrap it up?
No, I mean it's starting this business. I really didn't know what to expect. One of my friends, Chris Martin, he's real involved in he has his own. It's called Convicted Creations, and then Zonka Miles, where helps prisoners that were locked up for marijuana charges or whatever. That's one thing that we kind of we started off as food, but now we're trying to get into the there's social, advocates, type of thing, helping kids, stay away from prison.
Yeah.
Helping inmates when they get out, getting their felonies, expunged or getting their rights restored, being able to vote, and everything like that. So. Like I said, we started off in food. Now we're getting into the advocacy thing, and which I love.
Oh, absolutely. So, where can people find you on social media?
Prison Pies AZ on Instagram, Prison Pies on Facebook, Prison Pies on TikTok. Our website is prisonpies.com. That's where you can.
And your war stories are on YouTube, correct?
War Stories is on YouTube. You can find those also on through Arizona Vario Stories. And I don't think I talk much about that. We pretty much just interview ex convicts that they got out of prison and then did something positive with their life. So that's something that we're excited about. And then, we just got accepted to it's called Chicano Hollywood, which is a national platform, and that's on Roku, and you can download the app on Roku as well.
And then so we download the app, and then what do we see on there? Prison Pies out there doing their thing with people?
That's the War Stories segment.
Oh, that's the War Stories. Okay, gotcha. Perfect.
So that's where you'll find a lot of our interviews and stuff.
Awesome. I love that. Ms. Brit, is there anything you would like to plug? Where can people find you? And I believe JP told me that you run a store, a CBD store?
It's a smoke shop.
Or smoke shop?
It's geared towards female stoners.
Dana.
I know. I actually know her from Pink Kush, this networking group that actually inspired me to do what I did for my business. It's called 5150 Ganja Girls, and we do like discreet smoking things because we want to make it where it's just as normal for a woman to have a glass of wine to deal with her children as it is for her to smoke a joint.
Love it.
I also opened up or founded, I guess you say, a nonprofit to help with mental health because weed and CBD and all that fun stuff helped me with my anxiety and depression and insomnia and whatnot. So I wanted to have that. So it's a nonprofit for mental health and community outreach programs, and we did a autism event because our friend Ghost Flower that we mentioned earlier that helps with the food cart that's been locked up, she has an autistic niece, and so that was our first nonprofit event fundraiser thing was to raise money for her. And there's that, and then events and planning and stuff, which is my other business, which is how I plan his catering and whatnot. Because I've been in the food industry before. My mom was a bartender when she was pregnant with me, and then I was a bartender and a waitress, and then Ghost Flower was a caterer. So we helped him with his non-food and stuff. So and I also run the Felony Family page for Prison Pies.
Awesome.
So if you take your mugshot, I'll be posting it.
Definitely. And they have some super cool merch, you guys. Everybody check out their Prison Pies merch. They have super, super cool stuff. I can't wait to order a bunch of stuff on there and be part of the Felony family.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, with that being said, we're almost done, but we got one more thing to do. I think it's time for the Big Hair Don't Care segment. Oh my God, you guys look fabulous. Yeah, you do. You look good with a lot of hair. It's absolutely. That's a good disguise. If you ever need to, sneak out of the pen, that's put one of those on. They'll never know. Okay, so this is the last segment of the show I like to call the Big Hair Don't Care segment. And what we do is each one of us pick a topic, and we pick a topic and we die on that hill. You go off on that topic. Your word is your bond. It's what you believe in 100%. No one can change your mind. And it could be on anything that you want, anything at all. And so that's just kind of our Big Hair Don't Care segment, because big hair is liberating, and I live the big hair life every day. And so you got your big hair and you don't fucking care. So pick any topic you want and just look at that camera and go off on it.
All right. So I live the no hair life. So this is a difference for me. But I would say just get involved in anything you're passionate about. If you're gonna be an entrepreneur, fucking go for it. Yes. You know what I mean? Figure it out on the way. You don't have to know everything. You're gonna learn as you go. And taking that first step is everything. You can plan. You can try to, once I get here, I'm gonna start my business. Just fucking start it, and just legally, get.
I love it.
Just get the ball rolling.
Amen. I love that. That was very good.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Brit.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I would say do your best not to judge people. If I would have just based on, he went to prison, not knowing what he went to prison for, and I would have missed out on a lot of great opportunities to be involved with the community out here in Phoenix. Whether it's this podcast and promoting another small business entrepreneur and a female. I think that it's really important that you give people a chance to let them be something other than what their label of being an ex-convict decides that they're worth, I guess you'd say. So, they're pretty cool people.
Amen. I love that. That was very well said. That's you kind of took the words right out of my mouth, because that's along the lines of what I was going to say for my big hair don't care topic of the day. Is just because someone has gone to prison for regardless of what does not make them a bad person. That does not mean that you should give up on them, not be there for them. Listen, I mean, you've done time, as you told us. Everything's still in my purse today. You didn't. You're a nice person. You guys have been the most awesome guests and super cool people and down to earth. And just don't be so judgy with people. Just because someone's been to prison and or jail for whatever the reason, that doesn't mean that they're not a good person, and that doesn't mean that they can't turn their life around or that they don't want to turn their life around. Sometimes people just need a good support system, and that's what I love. What you guys are doing with the Felony Family and Prison Pies, you're giving a good support system to those that have been incarcerated and want to make their life better and want to do, good things. So I guess with that being said, just don't judge people, man. Just because somebody's done some time does not make them a bad person. Just love each other, be there for each other, and be part of the Felony Family. You guys, there's a Prison Pies AZ Felony Family. There's no need for you to go back to the bad things that you were doing, and just go out and do good in the world. We all work together and make the world a better place. And that's my big hair don't care stamp of approval. And with that being said, JP and Brit, I really, really want to thank you both for being here today. Prison Pies AZ. It's been such a blast hearing what you guys do. It warms my heart, and getting to eat your delicious food and drink your delicious coffee. I mean, seriously, you guys are amazing. We're going to have to get a big group together and come over there for the first Friday and come support the truck. Everybody out there in Big Hair Don't Care land, go out, and you heard what he said, go out, support them on the first Friday of every month. Where was that at again?
7th Street and McKinley.
7th Street and McKinley, right?
Yep.
7th Street and McKinley. Go show some love to Prison Pies. Go get your mug shots taken and become part of the Felony Family.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. We're out.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm Coulter.
Oh my. Sometimes you just feel so goddamn good you gotta express it. Glowed up, ready for my close-up. Go ahead and just plaster my face right on top of that poster. Got big hair, don't care. I'm standing up in this spotlight. This is my life and I love it, and there's no part that I won't share. I'm feeling myself, well, independently dependent on myself. You get the better of me, a bitch ahead of me. I'm chopping it off, have it sit on the shelf. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. You want smoke, then I'm Bob Marley. If you gon' blow, then I'm bombarding. It's a villain and shit like I'm Tom Hardy. Ooh, had a great week, celebrating, had a breakthrough here. Have a cake piece, if it ain't me, then you're wasting your time. So basically, I'm just taking what's mine, all of it. This is my shot, I'm calling it. I mean, what's so funny? Let's get this money. Bitch, I'm coming, I'm sitting on top and I'm following it. Sure.